SEO optimized blogs are just like optimized web pages. Here, I will look at the tips as they specifically pertain to search engine optimized blog posts. If you like what you see on this video and others, please hit the subscribe button along with the notifications bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming posts. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hi, I'm Matt with Mimic Digital Marketing. Blogs are pieces of art, in my opinion. Our writing is creative, so that makes it art. If we collected all of our blogs together and published them old school, then they would be literature. Well, maybe not quite literature, but still, not a technical thing like programming. We need to add the technical stuff into the blogs to maximize readership by allowing potential readers to find us. Sort of like putting a paper book on the right shelf in a bookstore or the library. Even if they're looking, they will not find us if they're not in the right place. That's SEO optimization for our post blogs in a nutshell. How do we do that? Here's an outline of some of the helpful tips to make sure readers can find you and your blog far more often. Tip 1. Research your keywords. Search for keywords before writing anything. Do a Google search and see what your competition is doing. See if anyone is writing or reading anything on your topic. Also, see if there is so much out there that you won't be offering a fresh perspective on any new information. It's much easier to choose a long-tailed keyword with less competition. You can use Google Autocomplete Long-Tail tool to search for the best keywords for the subject of your blog. You can see the traffic for a search term and check out the competition. Learn more from Brian Dean, Advanced Keyword Research. Tip 2. Use keywords. Maybe you've heard that before. I certainly have. We were going to use the keywords anyway, but we need to know how to best use them. Where can you use keywords? You must always have your keywords in your title and meta description. Then your keywords should be in the first paragraph of your introduction. Write like you talk. Well, mostly. Fluent, natural conversation on any topic generates keywords about that topic in the conversation. Just because we are writing and we know their keywords doesn't mean it should sound odd. Once your blog is formatted properly, search engine friendly, and optimized for SEO, your audience will be able to find you easier. That means using those keywords in the title, headings, subheadings, and the body of the text in the URL, in the meta description, and the image file descriptions. Be careful not to overuse them though. Tip 3. Use keywords in the body of the text. Experts today will tell you there is no magic keyword density. No percentage or formula, just a natural flow of words that best serve the reader. The LSI, or Latin Semiotic Index keywords, these are the words that have a similar meaning or homonyms. You can find good LSI keyword tools here. Use long-tail keywords. That's the process of using a phrase of 3 or more words instead of individual words. The idea is that if someone does a search for 3 words, you're much higher on the results page. When your 3 words match their 3 words for marketing, it's assumed that they make better prospects. They're closer to the end of their buying process. They could be more likely to make a purchase because they know exactly what they want. Good for the readers and bloggers. Use the keywords early. If you can use the long-tail keywords in the first paragraph, sometimes it sounds ridiculous since the title had the same phrase in it. But if it sounds good, do it. Tip 4. Use the title. The title you choose will show up on the browser tab for your non-mobile readers. It's important if only because of that. Search engines recognize it too. Titles must combine the needs of readers and search engines, like good SEO content anywhere in your blog. Only 20% of readers are said to bother reading anything even after a pretty compelling headline. The success of any blog post is going to depend on your headline. Short, catchy titles work. Kinds of titles to use. There are several types of titles that use formulas for successful attention-getting use in marketing and sales for decades. Updated, of course, they fall into these basic categories. Startling statement. Ask a question. Mystery. Controversy. How-to. Identify problems and solve them. And list. I remember this list as Sam Chill. So when I'm writing a title, I can refer to this list. I try to write a title using each category on the list before I decide finally on the title I will use. Some blog posts have natural titles, and there is not even a moment of thought required. Most of the time, I can improve even on those natural titles if I take a few minutes of thought and consider checking out the videos below from the Neil Patel and Justin Bryant. Tip 5. Use the URL. Your URL needs to be reader and SEO friendly. Make sure human eyes can read it and see real words. Also, be sure those real words are exactly the ones you meant for them to be. The URL should be no more than 80 characters, including the long-tail keyword phrase. Start with a permalink, which is right under the title box on WordPress. This will show you what terms are going to be included in the URL. If you don't change it, every word in your title will be used. That's not usually the best, so fix it. The dashes in the URL make it readable for people and do not negatively affect the SEO. Tip 6. Internal links. Internal linking is when you put a link in each blog post to another one of your own blog post. Since we tend to have general themes on a blog, this makes sense. For an example, on a post about a recipe for hamburgers, you would link your previous recipes for other things to do with ground beef. Use 3 or 4 links to other previous posts. Use the links early in the text. You can add a PS at the end, but you will get more response to an internal link early on. Not the first paragraph, likely, but not the last either. Tip 7. Use external links. External linking is when you use links to other blogs or other websites. Make sure the authority is well accepted and relevant. It may be hard to quantify how well it works, but Neil Patel says, "Did you know that an external link going out to these high authority sites can boost your SEO?" When search engines crawl to your site and see a link and follow it to CNN or Huffington Post, they weigh it as a positive. Go with Neil's advice. Link to higher authority sites. You could end up with a friendship with another blogger who writes on a complementary subject. You each link to each other's blogs and maybe increase readership. They may not be high authority, but if you have a similar readership, it could be a good thing. Learn more from Neil Patel. Tip 8. Using a featured picture. A correctly formatted, relevant, captivating image is worth at least 1,000 words. People are more likely to click on pictures. Remember to have the image resized to fit your width and rename all images. The title, the caption, and the alt text should have that keyword phrase in them, yet again. Yes, the same ones. Those with vision impairments see the picture through your description only. Add a description so they can enjoy the picture too. Use legal media. Tip 9. Using videos. Videos make a blog more complete. Everyone likes watching a video. It's not that reading is so much work, but videos are catchy. If you're really serious about blogging for your business, it's time to make your own videos and use them. Or at the minimum, at least start linking to other people's videos in the meantime. Remember about the legal thing though. Check on that before using anything. If Google isn't boosting the results of a blog post with a video, they will soon enough. Tip 10. Responsiveness. It has come to pass that people access most digital content on mobile devices. It doesn't just seem like everyone's on their phone all the time. It's actually true. If your content is slow, clumsy, or unattractive in any way on a mobile device, you will lose a lot of opportunities. Reduced image size is really important for mobile viewing. Test how your pages look on several different browsers and mobile devices. Let Google test it. Tip 11. Content. Generally, content needs to be readable and either informative, inspirational, or motivational, which depends on the topic and the audience. For example, a list of the year-end tax tips needs to be readable and informative. A how-to blog post on baking a cake from scratch needs to provide some inspiration, not just information. Everything about yoga or exercise or weight loss must be motivational. That's what they mean when they say, speak to your audience. It's about words and tone and pitch. And are we back to the art of writing again? For this part, don't worry so much about the SEO and just focus on the message and the audience. Tip 12. Use catalog topic layers. Catalog topic layers is my term, so don't be surprised if you haven't heard it before. Organize the topics on your page according to their general theme, subtopic, and the even more specific subtopic, like kitchen, appliances, small appliances, coffee makers. Catalogs use this system, but is new for blogs. That's why I call them catalog topic layers. Most blogs are organized with individual posts ranking from particular keywords. This creates a competition within your own blog for rankings when you write about topics on your theme. This makes it much easier for search engines and readers alike to find your content. Tip 13. Don't duplicate content. There's a lot of ways to inadvertently duplicate content. Overuse of topic tags. Don't make them all alike. Use the smallest part of a word you can and leave the rest. Use blog, forget blogging and blog post. Use only one domain, but not both. If you use both, the search engines will see your content duplicated and ignore all of it. Don't reuse content. It might be a great cookie recipe, but if you're going to use it again next year, you have to find a way to rewrite it so it doesn't look at all the same. Especially the name of the recipe has to be different. Grandma's cookie recipe can only be used once. Next year, it has to be someone else's recipe. And lastly, tip number 14, call to action. The last part of a blog is the call to action. We ask our readers to do something at the end. There are several options for an action, but it depends on what your blog is about and what this particular post is designed to do. Buy something. It could be your point to get the reader to make a purchase. If that's the case, make sure the information that is required for them to do so is readily available. Download something. You may have a free ebook that the blog post is designed to promote. This is how you ask your readers directly to do so. Subscribe. Make sure there is some way to subscribe to your mail list. You have one, right? Call. If you want them to place a call, they need the number and a reason. Comment. Ask them to comment directly or end with a question that provokes comments. Share. Ask them to share. Make sure you have several social media options. Pin it or tweet it or share it on Facebook. Whatever your audience does. Take your advice. If you offer advice, the call to action is where you ask your readers to take that advice. These 14 tips can help blogs increase rankings and readers. Take the tips one at a time and see what works best for you. Well, that's it for now. If this video was helpful, let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And until next time, bye for now. SEO content strategies have the power to make or break the success of any website. When you strategize your content around SEO, you will see a surge in traffic and inbound links. That's precisely why we're going to walk you through 4 SEO content strategies that will help you rank for high ROI keywords, drive traffic, and create thousands of leads. This is very small business owners' dream, and it's all right here. So let's get started. If you like what you see on this video and others, please hit the subscribe button along with the notifications bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming posts. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hi, I'm Matt with Mimic Digital Marketing. SEO and content are two halves that make a whole. But producing random blogs while disregarding SEO won't drive the traffic you desire. Don't get me wrong, content still reigns supreme. In fact, it's the lifeblood of every small business like yours. But in an increasingly competitive marketplace, it's your job to create content that will get noticed. Great content is useless when no one is there to consume it. So this is where SEO content strategies come in. If your content is left to rot on your website, this is a good indication that strategic SEO has to salvage whatever's left. Here are some SEO methods that you can integrate into your content strategy. First is search intent. Search intent has everything to do with why people do a specific search. It has to be included in your SEO content strategy because this is your ticket to more leads and increased traffic. Search intent answers why people make a search query. If ranking on Google is your goal, you must create the most relevant result for the given search query. That means aligning your content with search intent. For example, let's assume that we're doing an SEO for a digital marketing agency. In that content, here's how the 3 types of search intent work. First is informational searches. Lots of people search the internet for information on varied topics. These are all just general searches for information gathering purposes. So then let's go back to our example. Their informational searches would likely be, what is digital marketing? How do you write blogs? How do I start a digital marketing campaign? Second is transactional searches. A lot of people buy stuff online. When a user is ready to make a purchase, this becomes a transactional search. Going back to my digital marketing example, the most common searches would be, how much does digital marketing cost? Affordable digital marketing, and website development price. Third is navigational searches. People with this type of search intent want to be on a specific website. This type of search intent is for users who already have a specific web destination in mind. Examples are login Twitter, Facebook, and Neil Patel, Uber suggests. Next is commercial investigation. This user is looking for a product or service but has not yet decided which one to purchase. They are likely looking for reviews or testimonials before putting their money on it. Examples are BuzzSumo Review, Digital Marketing in San Francisco. Next is linkability. Linkability simply refers to your content's potential to secure links. Links are an important ranking factor because when other influential websites link back to your site, their audience becomes yours. This increases your traffic and later your conversion rate. Websites that are very linkable always offer relevant content. As such, it's necessary to craft your content with linkability in mind so you have more chances of securing links from other authoritative websites. Here are some things you need to consider for your outreach audience. Keyword search volume. When a keyword search volume is high, more people are able to link to your content. If the search volume for your keyword is relatively high, then it's likely that more people will link your content. Keywords everywhere is our personal favorite, among other SEO or keyword tools. Next is unique domains linking to top results if a target keyword top results have multiple domains linking to it. There are higher chances to get links from these domains. You can check backlinks using Uber Suggests, and while it's essential to get backlinks, don't forget internal linking. Linking internally can help both users and search engines to navigate through your websites more efficiently. Evergreen content. Crafting new material is crucial for any business, but updating your existing content should also be your priority. Much like evergreen trees that stay alive for years, evergreen content also remains relevant throughout time. This means that no content should be left to catch flies on your website. What's the point of writing multiple blogs when all of them are outdated anyway? Quality over quantity, always. Blogging for small businesses is continually changing. Thus, to ensure your content stays evergreen, you can use the following tips. Repurpose content that you think is underperforming. Examine its performance measurements and come up with new ways to be innovative. Add new content types so everything stays fresh. For example, you can add a corresponding video to an existing blog post. This way, you don't only get readers, but you get viewers as well. When there are latest trends and innovations on a post you've already covered, don't be afraid to include them in an updated post. Create blogs that are SEO friendly. Optimizing your blog posts are incredibly important for SEO. Producing blogs at random won't make Google notice you. Last is topic ideation. Before you can even begin your content strategy, you must carefully select what topics you want to cover. Everything starts with research. What are the key words and topics that are relevant to your industry? As a small business owner, a topic with high search volume but low competition hits the jackpot. This is usually the case for long-tail keywords. For example, let's say you run a beauty company. The keyword makeup is bound to produce millions of searches with extremely high competition, whereas the long-tailed keyword makeup looks for girls does not yield millions of searches, but it does have low competition. This means that multiple people still search for it, and when they do, there's a higher chance of your content to rank number one. Another tool that can help you out is Keyword Explorer. Simply type your keyword and it automatically shows you the keyword difficulty, with 0 being the easiest and 100 being the hardest. Keyword difficulty can also be made manually. Type your keyword on Google search and look at the results. If the first page is filled with renowned domains and highly authoritative websites, it is more challenging to rank on that keyword. Look at the results for the keyword SEO guide. Domains like Search Engine Journal, Neil Patel, and Moz are highly authoritative. It would be difficult to rank for these keywords if your website is just starting to build authority. It would be best if you go for the easier topics with less competition. This way your content can get the attention it needs to climb your way up Google's ranking ladder. Well, I hope you gained some insight into SEO-focused content strategies. Now is the time to formulate strategies of your own. It's exciting to see your website grow from a 0 to a hero. Which strategy are you going to use first? Comment down below and let me know. And until next time, bye for now.